Do I need to go to university to be a professional animator? Today we're going to go through the pros and the cons, or whether to do school online, whether you need a degree, and hopefully by the end of today's video you'll have all of the relative information that you need to see whether university is right for you. What's going on, you beautiful people? My name is Dan Evans. I'm a 3D animator based in the UK. Today we are talking about university. Do I need to go to university to do animation? Number one, do you like money? Number two, do you like people? University is completely different for everybody. Some people get a really positive experience, some people get a really negative experience. There are some pros and cons to going to university, which I'm going to go through. If you're watching this as somebody who's not quite sure on whether you want to go to university or whether you just want to study online, I've done both. I can give you my own personal experiences just to kind of help you out a little bit if you're still on the fence and you're still a little bit stuck. Future salary could be drastically more. Now, if you go to university, obviously you've got your degree. It shows that you're committed to the subject that you're studying, especially if you do a master's. Future salary can be way more after a degree. It's not guaranteed that you're going to get a position once you finish university, of course. Everybody's in the same boat once they leave. But you tend to know after 3 years a little bit more information than a typical amateur who's just starting to get into the industry. But if you're new to this channel, hopefully you're enjoying the videos and hopefully they are helpful in some way. If you feel the need to hit the like button, that'd be great. Comment below on things that you want to see on this channel, any questions or any queries. I will do a Q&A at some point regarding setups or any advice within the industry. Hit the subscribe button for constant videos, and let's get into it. Utilize equipment. Universities have so much equipment, it's unbelievable, and the equipment that you need for animation can be extremely pricey. Wacom tablets, they're expensive. If you can borrow them from university just to play around with them and learn how to use them, it's better doing it that way than spending so much money on something that you potentially might not be doing in 3 years' time. You're there for 3 years, utilize what is there. Learn as much as you can about the equipment, then hopefully you'll be able to push on. So when you do make that big investment, you already know how to use it. Utilize contacts of university. A lot of contacts go through university. Manchester Animation Festival, for example, at Staffordshire University, which was the university that I went to. We went to Manchester Animation Festival. It's an incredible festival if you're in the UK. There's so many industry professionals there talking about their industry, as well as HR recruiters. I managed to get an interview for a position thanks to math. Some other universities invite guests in to talk to the class in regards to their own profession. So again, that's one thing that you get through university that you might not get on your own. You have the benefit of the doubt when you're a student. If you've already finished off a shot and you want to get some extra feedback, most likely animators are going to be coming back to you with feedback if you're a student. Now, that's not necessarily always true. If you're a student and you're out there and you're learning a new craft, most likely you're going to get feedback a lot better than if you're just on your own. So for example, if you're with a university or if you're online, animation schools like Anim School or Animation Mentor will automatically have their mentors in place which will give you feedback weekly, which is great because that's what you need to learn the craft, to get better, to improve your shots and understand the pitfalls of certain outcomes when you come to create your own material. Constant feedback if and when required. Now, this isn't really necessarily constant, but you are kind of pushed when you go to university. You have a set amount of tasks that you need to finish. You do get some relatively good and decent feedback regarding the pieces of work that you're doing and how they can fit within the industry. If you know that you're not creating industry standard, you pretty much know whereabouts you stand when you're at uni. Hopefully your lecturers are helping you develop. Constant feedback is something that you definitely need, and if you're one of those people that feels, oh, I can't get feedback, I feel like everybody's against me, the world's against me, then it's really tricky, but you need to try and get out of that because the whole industry of animation is about collaborating back and forth. So you will not just create one piece of work and be like, okay, this is done, fantastic, that's it, it's in the script, you made millions, see? But it's going to be more of a case of don't like that, don't like that, don't like that, need that changing, and you just got to follow those marks, get them done, and send them over to your animation lead when you're in the profession. That's how the industry works. Otherwise, it's a lot of money being spent. Affiliations with other university events. We've already touched upon this one. Again, this is like Manchester Animation Festival. Just utilize the crap out of your uni with all of the equipment that you possibly can, as well as the people that are around you. Try and utilize their contacts if your friends don't mind. Again, it's a collaborative atmosphere. If you're like, no, these are my contacts, you're not having them, most likely you're not going to be a collaborative person that people want to work with in the industry. So yeah, share those contacts, peepers. Write in the comments below as well if you want to share anything about the work that you've done. Hit your links below. It's a collaborative space. I want to see what work you're up to, regardless of if it's 2D, 3D, stop motion. Doesn't matter what medium. Let me know in the comments below. Discounts, student loans, maintenance loans. When you go to university, it's great because you get a lot of finances come in, but obviously you have to pay them back. For example, in the UK, for us, it's extremely expensive to go to university, but you do, if you're fortunate to live on your own, for example, you can claim the highest part of your maintenance allowance, and it's a lot of money, which if you're then clever, you utilize that into maybe extra training so you can do animation and university at the same time. It is a lot of pressure, but it's worth it because I felt that within the 3 years I learned more information. Test the pathways and discover what's right for you. When you first go to university, you might just be interested in animation. You might not even want to be an animator. You might want to just focus on the lighting pipeline or the character development. There's so many pipelines within animation, and there's so many different mediums within animation. You don't just have to make things move and look real, although that's the fun bit. I like that bit a lot. You do have a chance to explore everything. When I was at uni, we did everything from the first year just so we can know in our minds which one we would like to focus on. Pretty much straight away I knew 3D was for me. That was great because I was doing storyboards, which I've never done before. I was doing animatics that I'd never done before, because you get to learn other skills which you will use within the industry. Networking is so important, especially these days with huge social media presences. LinkedIn Learning's great to connect with industry people. So if you haven't got a LinkedIn and you're doing animation, make sure you get one, because speaking to everybody that I know, at least the majority of them have gained their positions at Blue Zoo in London or Pixar in America. They do get in conversations with HR recruiters through social media, invited for interviews and potential positions through that one in particular social media platform. So it's kind of weird because as a creative, you want everybody to see your work, but you don't want anybody to see it. You're doing an amazing job and you want everybody to see it, but you're not confident in the fact of someone seeing it and then criticizing that piece that you've done, so you hold it back. So if you want to progress, you really need to get all of your material out there, so potentially you could get in mass following and people might get you to gain a position. Assignments with deadlines teaches you frame of mind. This is great because when you're on your own, procrastination is real. It can be a bit of a pain, but at least when you're in a university setting, you do have assignments and you have deadlines to make sure that you have to hit them and get all of your pieces in, which is exactly how the industry goes. An animation lead might be like, right, you have this shot and you need it done by this date. If you don't stick to that, the production is going to be longer, more money spent by the studio, you're fired. Especially if you take absolutely ages on a simple shot. Speed is key, also so is communication. That's very important. Now there are quite a few cons depending on where you're from. Now I'm in the UK, so I'm only going to be discussing about the UK. For us, it's £9,250 a year for a 3-year course, and then that's not even going into masters. And I know you're sat there thinking, oh my god, I always heard that debt's wrong and no one should be in debt. Yeah, that is true, but there are certain debts that are beneficial. Anything that's to do with your education, mortgages, a student loan. Most of the people don't pay off your student loan, and for the UK you need to be earning at least £27,750 a year before you even start paying back your student loan. So for me, that was one of the reasons why I was never going to uni, because I thought, I don't want to be in debt and I don't know how much I'm going to be able to afford to pay back. It was completely the wrong outlook. And I'm so glad I got past that, because instead of being in debt because you bought too much McDonald's, you may as well be in debt to do something that's going to improve your career. Self-growth. Necessarily a set pathway. If you're one of those people that you know exactly what you want to do and you want to do 3D animation, although you're at university, you're going to also learn how to do stop motion, depending on the course, obviously. With them, you pretty much tend to do all of the pipelines, but it's interesting because it means that you gain a skill in another area. So if there aren't any 3D jobs out there, you might be able to gain a position at a 2D digital studio because you've developed a skill of using Toon Boom, for example, and have got got so good to the point where you're like, I've got too many strings to my bow now and I can potentially work for either or. Watch those YouTube videos, get on LinkedIn Learning, and just learn as much as you can about the industry. Some companies don't really care whether you have a degree, just show what you can do. To be a character animator or even a character designer, it's all, or to be fair, anything in the industry, it's all down to what you can do and how fast you can do it. Focus on your show reel, and if you can get some amazing feedback on the work that you're doing to improve your shots, then your show reel is going to be a hell of a lot stronger, meaning potentially you can gain a position and potentially at a higher rate as well. Again, networking. Unlike school, university, although they push you, they don't push you as much as school or college. You don't necessarily get a lot of one-to-one. It is a lot of self-managed time, a lot of self-learning. Although you're in a room full of lecturers, don't just let that be like, right, okay, this lesson's finished now, that's it, I'm done. I'm just going to go off and play Fortnite, Minecraft or TikTok. Try and learn. You have to put in the hours. You have to teach yourself. Utilize your lecturers as feedback to kind of guide you along the course. Whereas if you're on your own, you don't get that. University also takes 3 years to complete. And if you're ready for a job, you have to wait the 3 years to get your degree. If you can spend 3 years at university and hold on for that job, university is for you. If you think you're ready, maybe just focus on your show reel and get some feedback. That one's down to you. If you like the video, make sure you hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and the comment below on videos that you would like to see on this channel. I will see you in the next video. See ya.